I'm a little bit older than you guys. And so I was really excited to see that you were doing a podcast about manhood, fatherhood, leadership,
Yeah.
all the things I love. And as a little bit older, things I failed at. So, you learn from your failures. So anything I can do to help.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, appreciate that. We're glad to have you on. Nantan.
Yeah, what's that mean?
What would
So
tell us about that.
So the Nantan is, it's an Apache word meaning spiritual and cultural leader. So it's a leadership position I have through that group F3 that I talked about. And in that, you're chosen for it by your predecessor. So the whole point of it is the reason we weren't able to conquer the Apaches very quickly and very easily is because once you killed an Antan, the new one would just step right up. Like he wasn't even missed. So it's all the responsibility and none of the power of leading a region or a group. And so you lead through persuasion and rather than through power, because there is none in that position. But it's all volunteer organization F3. It's a leadership group wrapped in a workout. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited to jump into that.
Yeah. So what's F3 all about?
So F3 is a movement worldwide now, but it started in 2011, January 1 in Charlotte, North Carolina by two guys, really good friends. That was a break off from another workout group, but ended up being the F3 stands for Fitness, Fellowship, and Faith. And the faith is more of a just don't believe you're the biggest thing in the world and don't believe you worship yourself. So there's something bigger than you. It's not necessarily Christian or Jewish or any other faith or Muslim. It's kind of all of them. Fellowship, obviously, men crave other men to be, and we need other men to mentor us and to be mentored by us. And the fitness is the thing that gets you there.
Yeah.
So men don't do things the way women do it. Like if we could sit across from each other and have coffee and knit to develop relationship and build leadership and build better men, we would do that. We just can't. So we use fitness,
lifting heavy shit and getting down in the mud and with each other, and it builds that camaraderie.
Exactly. And so there's only 5 core principles to F3. Anything that fits in those is F3. So it's free. There's no cost required to do F3. Now it's the most expensive free workout you'll ever have. 2, and I say that jokingly, but 2, it's free. It's open to all men. All men, doesn't matter. Fitness levels, age, anything. We'll figure it out. Held outdoors. Again, we want to keep it free.
Yeah.
So the best way to do that is hold it in public locations, public parks, public schools, parking lots, wherever. And we don't use a lot of expensive equipment unless we bring it ourselves. And then 4 is peer led. So that we work out and we lead the workout eventually. I mean, sooner rather than later, hopefully, and ends in a circle of trust. So there's that fellowship and faith piece. That last 5 minutes or 10 minutes and whatever is the part that I kept coming back for because I wasn't really fit. And that's part of my story, but I wasn't really fit when I joined F3 and over time became fit, but I was starting to delve into people's problems and they were looking at mine. And it's amazing when you tell somebody in a casual conversation, they say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And you say, "Do you really want the answer?"
Yeah.
In F3, if somebody asks you how you're doing, they really want the answer and they won't shy away from it. So that's pretty amazing because most people are really surface in this world and F3 kind of breaks that out of you. So it's open to everyone. It's not for everyone, right? There's a lot of men that would show up and go, "Oh, that was great. It's 5 a.m. and I don't want to do this. It's 12 degrees outside."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing it these last couple of days.
Right. Right. So I've been kind of a little bit lucky, unlucky. I've been on the injured reserve. I had a repair of a hernia a little over a month ago. And so I haven't been doing our favorite thing, which is burpees lately. So I've just been walking and starting to get back into jogging and stuff. But pretty soon I'll be back doing the full thing. But I'm out there with the guys and we like to do parking lot cafeteria. And so I live in Jefferson County, Missouri, and we have a culture of we bring heaters, we stick them right by the tailgate, pour coffee and stand around a heater
Yeah.
And it's pretty amazing.
Cool. So how many days a week?
I do it 6 or 7.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So it's a 45-minute workout. Usually, we do have hour-long workouts, but we designate them a little bit harder. And I've always just been the guy that goes all in. Like when I was doing Aikido more regularly, I was doing it 7 days a week.
Yeah.
2 hours a day. That's just been my personality. So for this, now people expect you there. So they look for you and you say you're going to be there. So what do you do when you say something? You honor your
show
word.
up.
Yeah.
Right.
Show up.
Yeah. F3 has changed everything.
How long have you been doing that?
September 21st, 2020.
Okay.
So just over 4 years.
Okay.
Wow.
Remember the exact date and everything.
I do, only because it was the day we launched one of the locations, which we call AOs. And so it's just that location has a date. Otherwise, I'd have forgotten it.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many different locations are there?
Ooh, when I started, that was the 7th location, I think. Now we have 155 in St. Louis.
Oh,
wow.
wow. Holy
Oh.
shit.
Uh,
50
yeah.
in St. Louis?
In St. Louis, yeah.
Wow.
So the Nantian is the leader. So we used to have just one region, we'll call it, like group of AOs.
Yeah.
Now we have, I think, 20. We're
Okay.
about to launch another one. So I'm in Jefferson County, so I'm Benton to basically Herculaneum. So, and then we have another region that we had split off, which is south of Herculaneum. We call them F3 Expedition. And then we're about to split off our region into east and west, basically the Highway 30 corridor and or the 55 corridor. So, so we'll have 3 regions where there was none
Before.
3 years
Wow.
ago.
Wow.
It's growing.
Yeah.
Growing like
It's-
a weed.
Well, it really focuses on a need that men in our society have. We've been marginalized a lot. Your generation, especially, but I'm Gen X, so I'm just angry at everybody. Angry at the baby boomers, angry at you guys, because sandwiched between the 2 largest generations, right? But honestly, you know, what I feel F3 does is get us back to, you know, when guys would go to the club and sit around and have beers, but we don't have beers. We sit around and do burpees and then we talk and you get real with somebody face to face and you bleed with them and you sweat with them and you do all that stuff. And then it's like doing BJJ, you know, you're in something with them. You're doing
Going
something
through hell
that's-
together.
Exactly. It's like the military. It's now you can do it in 45 minutes to an hour a day. And some of my best friends in the world I've known for 3 years.
That's awesome.
You know, I've known people for 30 years through the military and they're not as good of friends as guys I've known for 3 years. So it's amazing because they'll stick with you when you're going through hard stuff.
Yeah. I feel the same way about a lot of my jiu-jitsu friends.
Exactly.
And so how many? So it must be a pretty big group that you guys have down there. If you guys are splitting off into 3 separate sections, how many people are a part of your AOS?
So we already split the expedition area off.
Okay.
And they have, I think, 10 now, and they're about to split because they're moving all the way past. They're in DeSoto and south of DeSoto.
Okay.
They're opening an AO in Farmington. So we're going all the way to Cape Girardeau.
Oh,
and
wow. Okay.
We'll meet up. Memphis has a group, and we'll probably figure out a way to get.
Get them.
The goal is really to have within 20 minutes of any man to be able to get to a F3AO within reality. But workouts are usually small, 7 to 8 guys. And, you know, sometimes we have convergences is what we call them, 20, 30, 50, 100. Last big one we had 175 guys there all working out together. And it was just great.
That's awesome.
You get a lot of energy from something like that. We always do the Murph together and
Love that.
you know, stuff like that. So we do really hard things. And this month, January, a guy, Ralph, who would be a good guy to have on, but he's wrote an article in Men's Health 6 years ago now. And that kind of launched it in St. Louis. But his mom passed away in December a few years ago, 5 years ago. And he wanted to do something to honor her, but, you know, to get with guys because I was his best friend growing up. And so he started this Make America Burpee Again. So it's kind of funny because, And it's fall down, get back up together 100 times a day minimum. So now we have a leaderboard.
wow.
And of course, you get guys doing anything with numbers on it. We're going to go, I can do more
I
than
can do
you.
more than
Right.
competing.
So
yeah.
like a guy last year did 2,000 a day
Holy shit.
for a month. A couple years ago, we had a
Wow.
guy do 100 a day for the entire year. So we did like
365 or 36,500 burpees. Wow.
more than that, but yeah.
Wow.
So he did almost 40,000 burpees that year. And so burpees is a perfect exercise if
like-
you
Oh, yeah.
haven't done
You
one.
can do it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's miserable. I mean, you can get a
You
great workout
suck.
in 10 minutes.
In
you know,
10
like-
minutes, you can do 100 burpees
Yep.
and just be smoked.
That's
Being
what
a bigger
I-
guy.
I did
Fuck.
I did like a little kind of challenge for myself. I can't remember what month I did it last year, but I did 100 burpees a day for a month. And it's just, I just set a little 10-minute timer and I would do 10 a minute, you
Mhm.
know. Then I was like, all right, one day I was like, I need to see how fast I can do these things, you know, and like crank out 100 as fast as I could. Pretty happy with my time, but
What was it?
6:40.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's competitive.
Yeah. So it was,
Like I think the fastest I did it was just under 8.
it's yeah, they're I mean, I've got with jiu-jitsu, I think that's I'm good at burpees because I'm used to hitting the ground and coming back up a lot.
Exactly.
You know? So it's just well, I'm just repeating that over and over and over again.
For me, it was football practice.
Yeah, we
when
did
I was
a
a
ton
kid.
of up downs during
Up downs.
up downs. Get them chopping, you know.
In baseball, we don't do this. Unless you got a line drive hit right back at you, get out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're slowly getting up, dusting the dirt off.
Yeah. We don't know how to do it.
CrossFit though.
it's
Yeah.
a little different.
Yeah, CrossFit will mix those in almost. It seems like
Yeah, it's
almost every.
a pretty regular
Yeah.
thing in CrossFit.
Yeah.
So obviously you said lots of burpees. Well, you said minimal equipment. Like what do we bring into these? What do you show up with?
You get a gift your first workout,
Okay.
and it's a $1.42 cinder block. So we
Okay.
use a 40-pound weight most of the time. I've moved up to sandbags. So I'm a bigger guy, so I throw 80 pounds around rather than 40.
Okay.
So what people are doing with 40 pounds, I'm either doing with 60 or 80. 60 is a good weight because we're doing high volume stuff.
Sure.
So we'll do 250 burpees in a workout
Damn.
with running and
Push-ups,
push-ups and
squats.
everything else involved. Yeah, we do a lot of body weight stuff. Again, Jeff Go's kind of developed a reputation. We do hard stuff a lot harder than other people, and so we just but you get to get creative, and guys don't get that outlet very often. So like we'll have people that'll music theme a workout, and we call them beat downs, and
Okay.
and it's amazing. People really have a great time leading other men because my life, I was in the military early, young. So I led other men. And
What
women.
branch?
I was in the Army
Okay.
and then the Army Guard here in Missouri. So
Thank you for your service.
thank you. Thanks for being worth it. But they've never led men in their lives. They've never led anybody in their lives. They have an individual producer job or something, and they've just never done it. And so we teach that leadership very simply. So you're telling guys that may be 20 years older than you what to do and how to do it. It's different.
Sure.
It develops a sense of self and develops confidence, and then they can go back to their families and be better for their families. So
Right.
I have a personal mission in life, and it's just make the world a better place through challenging men to be better for their families, better for their work, better for their friends, better for their community. And F3 has a mission, which fits my mission, kind of fits right into their mission, which is plant, grow, serve small workout groups for men for the invigoration of male community leadership. So we want you to be a better leader in your community. If you're doing F3 just to get a good workout, you're missing it. It's really to go be a better dad, go be a better husband. We have a whole leadership manual that goes with it and everything. And it's something that's changed me in a lot of ways because it was all stuff I knew, but due to my upbringing, wasn't able to put it together. So it kind of gave me a foundation to put it together. And so I teach it. That's one of the things I do. As an additional thing, I work with the trainer is for Freedom Ops, which is an event company.
Mhm.
So if you've ever heard of Go Ruck
Yes.
bags and all
Yes.
that stuff,
sure.
sandbags. So we do similar things, but we're building in the leadership aspect of it. So we do a leadership school as well as the big culminating event. We've done runs, we've done rucks, we've done, we're looking at this year at doing obstacle course races and using that tool to push you past your limits so you can understand where all the education comes from. So it's a whole weekend event rather than just an event.
Wow.
Well, it's awesome.
Yeah. So freedomops.fit, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. Well, people go out there and check that out for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and it just seems so important because I can feel in this day and age, leadership is just kind of fallen off. Like no one's taking accountability for themselves. No one's taking accountability for others. Like it's just, I don't know. I feel like that's something that's lacking in our society today.
100%.
Yeah.
This has been around for 11 years and it's been solving the need. And we call them sad clowns, but men that don't even realize they're missing something. And then as soon as they realize they're missing it, they're like, oh, I've been missing this my whole life.
Yeah.
And it's just the fellowship, right? Mm-hmm. And having men hold you accountable to the things you said you were going to do. I'm not telling you what you're going to do.
Right.
You're saying I want to be a better dad. Okay. There's a way to do that.
Be one.
Exactly.
Show me,
Exactly.
That's awesome. I love that.